I managed to cut all the posts and the horizontal pipes and not start a fire. So good news. It rained. Everything out here is wet. Don't worry about it. Next step. So you think the next step would be just drop the posts in the hole, put the teeth on top of them, and slide the horizontal pipe through, and you're good to go. Then you get to redo it all over again. Let me tell you the step that some people have missed, and it's an important one. All those other parts, all of the angle tees and the double angle tees and the caps, you need to put them on first, okay? Because otherwise you're going to be taking that tee off the top and dropping them down and do it. So let's go ahead. Let's get those in place, and they don't have to be in the exact spot where they're going to go, because you know you're going to move them. But just make sure they're on there before you put that horizontal pipe on the top. So let me show you the basic layout, and then I'll start putting those all those other parts on. And what I did using my CAD system here, I made a cheat sheet that shows me on every horizontal pipe and on every post what part needs to go there, at least temporarily. So let me show you what's on the ground, and then get to work putting all those parts in. Not really a whole lot to look at, but I just wanted to show you that I've got it laid out, and then I'm getting ready to I'll uncover the holes. I'll put the pipes, the posts in the holes. I'll put the hardware on it, all the extra connectors and stuff, and then I'll put the horizontal on. Then comes the fun part of trying to get it straight and level. Well, the wind's starting to kick up, and I better get hurrying up here before the weather comes in. Okay, so I've got the hardware, all the connectors and stuff, put it in there. I changed my mind. You may find that hard to believe, but I'm actually going to go take the top tees off, and I'm going to put all the connectors and stuff on the horizontal pipes, and then I'm going to put the horizontal pipes on top of the post, and then I'll put the connector in. After that, it'll be the fiddly part of trying to get everything lined up and, you know, square and all of that stuff. So on to the next step. Putting these 6 holes in was more of a challenge to me than fencing in 2.5 anchors. Now, I used a combination of wooden post and T-post over there, and it came out really straight. I guess I forgot something, because putting these 6 holes in was challenging. Let me show you my mistakes, and let me tell you what I learned. Okay, before we get going on what I learned, I want to show you where I made an error. It was this pier right there was exactly 1 foot off. So there's the old hole, there's the new hole, and I was able to recover the sonotube, so I got to reuse the sonotube. So that one little error cost me about 5 hours. Let's go back over here to my whiteboard, my high-tech whiteboard, which is actually a sawhorse. And these are the steps I took, roughly. I set the height. I went and got some old sawhorses, and then I made little standoffs for the sawhorses and got my height set. Next thing I did is I measured the overhang. The overhang is from the end point here to your first bracket here. So I set that overhang. The next thing I did is I set the spacing between the post from this point here down to here. And I set that for all 6 of them all the way down. One thing I learned was do not pre-cut your brackets or your braces. So your braces that are going to go from, well, actually they'll go from here, from that guy there, it'll come up and tie into here. Don't pre-cut those until you measure it, because this is where it's going to go. So that guy will go there, and it's not quite right. They even say in the drawings that the numbers are a little long, which is good, but if you go through and pre-cut them all, and you may have to go back and recut every single one of them. So Anyway, those are just some pointers. Now I used a string to line it up, and that wasn't that helped, but it wasn't, that was just one of the data points. I stood back and I took a look at it, and I was able to see that one of them was high down there, so I corrected that. But the empirical test is I haven't put the cap plugs on the ends here, the end plugs. If you can look through here and see all the way out down there, 38 feet away, then you've done a pretty good job. Now I tried to show it on camera, but I don't think it'll show up. Let me just see. Nah, I can't figure it out. Anyway, so I just used my eyeball and I looked down there. I can see all the way down. What that tells me is I don't have any waves going this way, or I don't have any snakes going that way. So anyway, next step will be concrete. So let me get working on concrete. We've got the basic structure of the rack done. It's up. Now, you'll notice a few things that are kind of odd about it.
these rails are not in the right spot. We use these rails and these rails back here. One, because we had them, they came in the kit. And two, we just used them to hold everything in place while we did the concrete. It worked out great. So basically we put this front row in, the front set of piers in, as best we could to get it plumb and square. And then we used it as kind of an anchor point to do the tall ones in the back. Anyway, today is, we've let the concrete set for a couple of days, and today is brace day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to cut all the braces, put all the braces in. Important note, do not pre-cut your braces. We only installed 3 braces, and their lengths were supposed to be, I think, 95 inches according to that sheet. Turned out they were 82 to 84, depending in there, because, I mean, let's face it, when you're digging into the ground, putting the caissons in, it's not, well, unless you're really good at it, it's not an exact science. At least it wasn't for me. So as you look around, you'll notice that the vertical posts aren't exactly perfect in the center of the caisson. They're good enough. Anyway, so today, like I was saying, is brace day, and we're going to set all the rails in the correct spot, and we're going to get all the braces cut, get them installed, and then we're going to clean the side up. Once we get the braces and the rails in, and then we have to dig a trench over to the house, once we get that done, we'll be ready for our rough framing inspection. And hopefully we'll have that done in the next few days. So let me get to work. Well, here you go. Is it perfect? No, but like I said, I'm a B student, so that's B work. Right now, I think we're at 12 days since we received the kit, and we started working on this. We got it on a Tuesday. Today is Sunday, so I think that's about 12 days. This is not a how-to video, okay? This is just mine and my wife's experience in putting this up. And I wanted to throw my wife out there because I guess that didn't come out correctly, but I don't want to throw her out. But I wanted to mention her simply because, yes, one person can do this. The mosquitoes are coming out, so I got to hurry. But with two people, it's a completely different job. Of course, you know, if it was my second go-round, it would be a lot easier too, but it's not. It's our first go-round. Wife helped me out immensely. Now, how hard is it? It's an 8. Kind of the reason, if you have no experience, it's an 8. If you've done it once before, it's a 5. Now, one of the issues I have, and I'm not mentioning the manufacturer, well, it's Snap and Rack. And guess what I found? I found the installation manual on how to put this up. Yeah, I found that yesterday, and we finished yesterday. So, little poor communications there. Didn't go so well. But anyway, the drawing package that was provided to me by, and boy, the mosquitoes are coming. The drawing package that was provided by the company that I bought this from, it's in the description, but there's not a single drawing there that shows this configuration. You know, it shows one with 3 pairs, it shows one with 4 pairs. It does not show one with 6 pairs with A, E, and F bracing. Now, I wanted to mention that because it was kind of a pain in the ass trying to figure all this stuff out, and I kept having to refer to that Snap and Rack Series 200 configurator, which it's the only thing that was even close to being accurate. But the deal with that is not an engineer approved document through my county. So here's what's going to happen. Tuesday, I've got another engineer showing up here. I don't know what he's going to say because he's trying to do apples to apples comparison, and I'm going, well, it's an apple, but this is more like a Gala, and the drawing is a Honeycrisp. So anyway, I'm going to have those issues. And then when the county shows up, wow, the mosquitoes are just intense. When the county shows up, I got to have that whole conversation over again. The good thing is once I get past my geotechnical engineer, the dirt doctor, once I get past him, he's going to give me a letter saying that he's looked at this and he's good with it. So anyway, this is what it looks like when it's all done, when it's all together. The only thing we're going to do between now and the start of the next video, and I'm not going to show this, we got to do a trench. The reason I have to do the trench is it's part of the rough framing inspection from the county. So we'll get that in, and it's digging a straight line in the dirt. I don't think you need to know that. You'll see it. It'll be in some picture. But anyway, is it perfect? No. Did we make progress? Hell yeah, look at that. I mean, it's been, like I said, 11, 12 days. Well, yesterday was a holiday, so we didn't work yesterday. So we've got about 10 working days since we received the kit, my wife and I in this. So, and Bob the cat. I don't know if you can see Bob the cat over there. This is now his big litter box because I dug it up and it's soft dirt, so it's his litter box. So anyway, let me get some, not close-ups, but let me give you some better views of the rack, and thanks for watching.